Hi everybody, welcome to another video on this series on powerful writing to gain influence, avoid miscommunication, and hence save costs to yourself and your organization. We continue to talk about how to write simple and direct sentences, and today we will learn how to avoid some common writing flaws and see how avoiding these flaws makes sentences simpler to understand. Remember, sentences are the clearest, most forceful, and easiest to understand if they are simple and direct. If instead the sentences are complicated and not direct, the reader is slowed down and even confused. So far, we have seen 6 simple techniques on writing simple and direct sentences. These techniques are: make the topic the subject of the sentence, move the action into a verb, avoid noun clusters, write short sentences, use pronouns clearly, use parallel ideas in parallel forms, and compare correctly. Links to the corresponding videos are in the description beneath this video on YouTube. Let's now discuss today's powerful idea. Check this sentence. Ali witnessed the tower looking through the window. Now, who was looking through the window? Was it Ali or the tower? Because there is this confusion, we say looking through the window is dangling or unclear. Of course, the tower cannot see, so it must be Ali who was looking. Although the reader can understand this after some thought, the confusion could have been avoided in the first place with a revision like this. Looking through the window, Ali witnessed the tower. Now nothing is dangling or unclear. Dangling can also occur when we mix active and passive voice. Check this sentence. The donors were allowed to make the donations before checking their tax records. Note the first part, which is in italics, is in the passive voice. But the second part, which is not in italics, is in the active voice. As a result, there is a confusion as to who checked the tax records. Is it the donors or the tax department? Therefore, due to mixing of the active and the passive voices, the underlined part of the sentence is dangling. We can remove this confusion by only using either the active voice or the passive voice. If we use the active voice, we can revise as: the tax department allowed the donors to make the donations before it checked their tax records. Now everything is clear and nothing is dangling. You can now pause the video and revise the sentence in only the passive voice. However, if you want to look at my answer, here's the answer. The donors were allowed to make the donations before their tax records were checked. Now, if you have attended the video on parallel forms, you will notice how both these sentences are in the parallel forms and hence easy to understand. So the first lesson today is no dangling, no confusion. Here's some more practice for you. The doctors examined 100 patients working no more than 10 hours a week who were single. Now, who was working no more than 10 hours a week? Was it the doctors or the patients? Since the answer is not clear, we say that the underlined part of the sentence is dangling. Again, feel free to pause the video and revise this sentence. But here is my revision. The doctor examined 100 patients who were working no more than 10 hours a week and were single. Notice the two parts of this sentence around "and" are in parallel forms now and hence are clear. Dangling can also occur when verbs or phrases link with an inappropriate noun because the appropriate noun is missing from the sentence. For example, when changing from a standing to a lying position, the heart expands. Can the heart change its position like that? Obviously not, but the sentence does confuse the reader because heart is an inappropriate noun for the verb changing. Therefore, the underlined part in the above sentence is dangling. To avoid dangling, add an appropriate noun and revise. Pause the video if you wish to try it yourself before resuming. Anyhow, here's the revision. When the patient changes from a standing to a lying position, the heart expands. Notice we added the noun patient, and now the sentence is easy to understand. Now let's move to the next writing flaw. Another principle of writing is that the information in brackets or parentheses must only be extra information. Extra in the sense that even if we skip reading that information in the parentheses, the rest of the sentence must make sense. However, often writers forget that and write sentences that are awkward to read. For example, in this sentence on the slide, skip reading inside the parentheses and see if the sentence then makes sense. So here it is. The vaccine had no effect. 10 milliliter decreased the disease incidence by 20%, and 15 milliliters decreased the disease incidence by 80%. Clearly, the sentence makes no sense if we omit the information inside the parentheses. In fact, even if we read inside the parentheses, the sentence is still awkward. So go ahead, pause the video, and revise this sentence. Here's my revision though. At 5 milliliters, the vaccine had no effect. At 10 milliliters, it decreased the disease incidence by 20%. And at 15 milliliters, it decreased the disease incidence by 80%. Notice the use of parallel forms in this sentence and how that makes it simpler to read. The third and the final advice today is do not omit helping verbs. But what are the helping verbs? Helping verbs are words like was, is, am, has been, and must, etc. Helping verbs help the main verb convey the action. For example, he was eating, she is jumping, I will go, John has been writing. The helping verbs are underlined, whereas the main verbs are in italics, that is, eating, jumping, go, and writing. Omitting helping verbs causes grammatical or understanding problems. For example, the experiment was finished and the results collected. Can you notice any problem? The writer omitted a helping verb between the results and collected. As a result, was is common to both the nouns experiment and results. But was and results do not match. So let's revise by adding an appropriate helping verb. The experiment was finished and the results were collected. Sometimes, even when a single helping verb matches multiple nouns, we must still repeat it. For instance, consider this sentence. The experiment was finished and the equipment removed from the lab soon after. We read it wrong. Even though the helping verb was and the second noun equipment do match. The sentence actually meant to say, the experiment was finished and the equipment was removed from the lab. So why not just write like that? Makes it easier to read, doesn't it? So even though the original sentence is grammatically correct, adding the helping verb makes it easier to read. So the lesson is, do not omit the helping verb. So that completes the lesson today, and here is some homework for you. Please follow the instructions carefully and leave your answers in the comments below this video. So that completes the series on writing simple and direct sentences. For those of you who have made it this far, congratulations and well done on your achievement and hard work. However, do not forget to revise these lessons from time to time because attending these videos once is not enough. Instead, it takes revision and practice to keep the lessons fresh in your mind. Next up, we shall graduate to the next level in powerful writing, that is, writing sensible paragraphs. See you in those videos. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your feedback, answers, and discussions under this video, and also look at the work left by others so you can learn from their work. Also, if you wish to know when the next video is out, but you have not yet subscribed to this channel, press the subscribe button underneath this video, which may look like this or this. And once you do that, the subscribe button will turn gray. Do not press it again if it is already gray, because doing that will unsubscribe you. If you have just subscribed, a bell icon will also appear. Press that as well, and a ringing bell will appear. As before, do not press the bell if it already appears ringing. Thank you, and see you in the next video.